Hi everyone, I'm back again today, 2 in 1 day, because you know what? I am so excited about this Family Matters Mega Summit. And I got Alyce Dailey here with me, the magic mom who has inspired her daughters and so many more to do so much. And so these are the caliber of people that are going to be on the summit. So I'm going to just throw it over to Alyce right now and let us tell her what she wants to talk about at the summit.
Well, I'm just so honored to be here, to be with you, Michelle, and to be able to be a part of the summit because I just so believe in empowering empowering family and empowering our kids. And it
Yes.
really all starts with us, right? It starts we one of my favorite quotes that I actually I put in the epigraph of the book was just around, that the greatest burden on a child is actually the unlived life of a parent. Carl Jung said that.
So true.
And because I don't know a parent that would say, that wouldn't say rather, I want my kid to be happy. We all want that for our kids. And yet, what are we modeling? How are we living our lives? How are we showing up? Would our kids look at us and say, "Oh, mom's happy"? Would they describe us as happy? And when I started like into that exploration through writing the book and just with our kids, because we've got four daughters that are 19, 17, 14, and 11. And we've been a personal growth family since day one, since my husband and I got married. Like we've been into like all the growth stuff, and we've raised them in this. We didn't know that what we were doing was abnormal. Like it was our normal.
Right.
And then when, um, I was teaching and speaking and traveling to conferences and speaking different places, the number one question I would get asked is, how did you raise four kids that are so adventurous and kind and curious and entrepreneurial? And they're just really different kind of human beings. I'm like, they're different. Like they're normal
Different.
to us. Like they're my normal. Right. But I didn't realize, oh, you mean all 12-year-olds don't go to Tony Robbins and walk on fire? Um, you don't give your kid a broken cell phone and have them navigate their way through a city they haven't been through. I tell some crazy stories in the book, and I left some out because I don't want to be calling Child Protective Services on me because some people will think this is like really out there.
I love it.
But there's so many things that we can do as parents, as families, to um, as we grow and as we live big, full lives, we're doing exactly what they need, which is seeing a model of how it's done. Not do as I say, but it's, hey, come on, let's do this together.
We are speaking the exact same language because what I've always been saying too is it's they don't care what we say. They really don't. They're watching everything that we do. And like I said, I mean, before I started going down this route, I felt lost and alone, and I could feel like the anger, and I'd be lost in like watching TV or Candy Crush, and I could see the tension that it would create. And as soon as I went down the entrepreneur route for me, or the personal growth, however you want to look at it, I didn't realize. I kept thinking, what am I going to take away from my family? That was the question that I always had in my head. Not what am I going to give them? And as we speak right now, I was telling Alyce that my son, my 12-year-old, is speaking on this exact same summit as well. So you'll be able to see him talk about nutrition and what's inspired him to look at things differently. He just loves to cook and he loves to do things. And I will admit, he's very straight laced and to the point, but he is out there giving his go. And I think that's what it's all about, is inspiring them to figure out what their passions are. I mean, my daughter just spoke on
Yeah.
another summit, didn't feel like speaking this one, and that's okay. But she was able to do that and talk about her passions as well. And she loves swimming. When she found out that, I didn't even mention, the keynote speaker is an Olympian swimmer. And when she found that out, her mouth like almost dropped. She's like, "Oh, I get to watch that." And so, I mean, it's finding ways to inspire them through
Yeah.
your inspiration. And I think it's when
Yeah.
we start to change that energy as
Mm-hmm.
moms, as people, and sending that out differently, that they pick up on it. And that's what they're picking up on, is we're being those role models. We want them to be happy, healthy adults, but how can they be if they're not seeing it?
Yeah. Yeah. I think we've been conditioned to outsource everything. So
Yes.
outsource the education and the school will take care of it. The church will take care of it. The whatever, I'll send them to the tutor will take care of it. The other class will take care of it. It's like, No. Like that's what we get to do. Like we are their number one teachers. We are the ones with the most influence should we choose to have it. And so magic actually in the title of the book is an acronym for model, affirm, grace, inquire, and coach. So it's all of the things that we've done in our home to empower ourselves first, and then to pass that right to the kids. But really living it first is what matters,
Yes.
because they're too busy watching what we're doing to be bothered with what we're saying.
Yeah, we could tell them all the stuff but if we're not doing it, it just goes in one ear and out the other. They're
Yeah.
watching our actions. They're watching what we do. And so if we're
Mm-hmm.
not being the role models that we want them to be, where are they going to have it to? I mean, even if you think back to as a kid, who were you watching? How were they doing things? And what did you look at? What did you take in? Or or decide that's exactly what I don't want to be, because I know that's happened to a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Yep.
But so what do you want to be for your kids? And that's what this summit's all about, is really giving the tools, because we're all on this journey and we're all in different spots. And I love that there's 100 different speakers on. So like there's got to be at least one speaker that speaks to something that you need at this
Yes.
moment. And it doesn't have to be either of our talks. My thing is
Mm-hmm.
just come register, listen to your gut and say, this is what I feel I need, and go for
Yeah.
that. But there's
Mm-hmm.
so much variety here, and it is a little overwhelming with that much variety as well, I will admit. That's why I'm saying pick one or two. Like it's not like you have to be there the entire day. Like
No.
a couple takeaways, go watch one or two that fits into your schedule for Monday, like all
Mm-hmm.
day long, your lunch hour, decide I'm just going to listen to one talk today. And that's what
Yeah.
this is
We
about.
talk about, because I mean, we wouldn't blink at going out to dinner or going to a movie or buying something on Amazon. Guilty, right? Like,
Yes, I just did earlier.
yeah. So this is an investment in ourselves and in the most precious asset that we get to be a part of, our families. So, investing in that is so much more long term than any of those other
Oh, so
pieces.
true.
So for those of you saying like, well, I can't afford it, or it's too, time or money, it's like, well, we can do a lot of other things. So where can you perhaps reallocate something for this week?
And honestly, I think you might have, the registration is completely free. So all you
Oh,
have to do is
well, there you go.
register, and it's live. If you do feel overwhelmed, and there is a VIP possibility if you do want to pay for the
Yeah.
the lifetime access to the talks and listen to all of them, but the day's free to come watch one or two talks live, and you can sit in the chat and interact with the speakers, and they'll try to answer your
Yeah.
questions. So you're investing your
I
time,
can't
but
I
that's
can't think
it.
of anywhere else you could do this.
No.
I can't think of anywhere else where you could get this much value.
And so just register, come look at the talks ahead of time and decide the schedule. I mean, I know there's still work at the schedule because there's over 100 speakers, but later, like Sunday night when they have the schedule out, just pick one or two that fit in your schedule, because there's 10 per half an hour that you can choose from. There's going to be something for you.
Yep. One good idea. That's all you need.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Alyce, and I can't wait to see you on Monday. I will also be hosting a track, and I'm pretty sure Alyce will be on my track, but fingers crossed. And I'm just excited that you as the audience will be able to see all these speakers and learn from them. So come check out Liam, come check out whoever speaks to you. Check out my talk if it speaks to you. I'll be talking about connection, that genuine connection with your kids. Again, just like I was saying, how do we be those role models that we want to be in and make that connection with our kids and really mean it? And so that's what I'll be talking about as well. So come join us on Monday all day long, free registration, pick the times that work for you. We'll see you then.
Bye.